It builds tradition, and I think that, Mr Chair, is a very good thing.
Mr Chairman.
I call the Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Mr Chairman, I look forward to having that debate on the hustings. I think it's Mr Quinn is saying that the people can go to Hutt Valley High School. Hutt Valley High School because their parents went there, but people who live a lot closer can't. No. Make it very clear to Colin King. The way the system works is that you have a zone, and when you have a lot of demand on a zone, then that zone shrinks. And there will always be someone who is just outside the border who, if the inherited rights did not apply, would have got in there because the zone would have been bigger. Colin King knows that. Colin King knows that, and I look forward to the people who are on the wrong side of Waifatu Road say we would have got into Hutt Valley High School if it wasn't for the government's rules which had inherited rights for people to go to Hutt Valley High School. That's what's going to happen. That's the way that it's going to work, and Colin King knows that, and I look forward to debating that. Well, no, Alan Peachey doesn't think there should be zones at all. Alan Peachey thinks you should just be able to flog any kid from anywhere, and the principal should decide. And you know that was the rules under the National Party before zoning came in. But, Mr Speaker, I do want to go back to a point that my colleague Grant Robertson was making, and that is the way we are shaping up education legislation. When I was Minister of Education, and I don't know if we made a lot of progress in it over the 6 years, there was a general review of education legislation going on, and there was a hope to get a new Education Act which was to be slimmed down and to do the things that legislation needed to do, because, and I see the Minister is nodding, and that's still ongoing. It's good. It'll be good to see it and do some work on it. But the idea was to get out of the Act the stuff that didn't need to be in legislation. And I see the Minister is nodding that this is occurring under the National Party. Well, my question for her is, why then are we putting into legislation who should be running the policy function for tertiary education? It doesn't need to be there. Cabinet Minute's fine. Cabinet Minute would cover that. I think what's happened here, it's sort of like there's been a couple of little boys having a competition to see who can pee further up a wall. The Education Ministry won, and they want it written into legislation. I mean, that's essentially what's happened here. There is no need for this at all. All it is a proof of who won the competition. It's proof of who won the competition, and that could have been in a Cabinet Minute. Rather, going to the. I hope to get to sleep. I hope to be out of here by midnight tonight. If not 10:30. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, the other point that I'd like to make goes, and it's a very similar one, and in fact it's probably more important, and that is around the secondary tertiary programs which are here. And I want to reinforce what my colleague said. There are a lot of very good programs going on around the country. Not enough, and not all of them are good. But there are a lot that are good, and they are happening very well at the moment as a result of the application of ministerial discretion and occasionally cabinet decisions. They work, and that is all that is necessary. The problem is that when you start putting the sort of detail that's been put into legislation, like the detail that we're putting into this legislation, it then gets quite hard to change. The flexibility is lost. The ability to take the moment and to move when a community is ready to go is lost, because there is a danger that you not only have to go back to the Cabinet, but you've got to come back to Parliament to make the change. And we all know that can take a couple of years. And I think we also all know that when communities are ready to move in this area, they don't want to do it slowly, and they shouldn't have to do it slowly. We shouldn't be a brake on innovation. And the problem with this is, and I accept that the minister's genuine and she thinks that this will help. I just want to warn her that it will make it worse, not better.
The question is,